cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
This picture has been in my family for as long as I can remember. When I was a baby, I don't know what I saw first. My mama, my papa, or this Jesus. Now, he's the one I know and love. So let's close the subject.
But I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
You were discussing the disciples. What color were they?
Well, I don't think we know that for certain.
But they were Hebrews, were they not?
That's right.
So I'm going to be reading from the Apocrypha. I'm going to read a couple of verses from chapter 8 and chapter 9. And see what's going on in this world as we, as I speak right now. This is what the word actually says, not me. All this stuff is actually taking place, and we're so blinded by paying bills or just the fabric of everyday life, the things that we have to do, and we don't see what the Most High is actually doing in the world, But it's, I'm going to read a couple verses. I'll start at 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Has exploded in Northern California overnight. Mandatory evacuations are underway for thousands. Kana Whitworth has the latest.
Overnight, fast-moving wildfires taking aim at the heart of California's wine country. More than 11,000 acres now scorched in St. Helena and other parts of Napa County. Flames reportedly reaching 150 feet high.
Who has walked in great pride in this world right now? The so-called white Americans, okay? Especially the police force, the ones that hold themselves in, high regards. They shot that Breonna Taylor or many countless so-called black African Americans, and there was no justice served, with Tamir Rice with the toy gun. They hold themselves unaccountable for the actions that they do. But they shouldn't be policing so-called people of color, because they can't even police themselves. So how are they going to police the people of color or the biblical people? Okay. 53. The root of evil is sealed up and from you. Weakness, the moth, is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end is showed treasures of immortality. 56. For when they had taken liberty, who holds liberty here in America? Liberty to do whatever the hell you want to do. Lawlessness. Under the banner of white Jesus or Caesar Borgia, if I'm pronouncing his name right. They despise the Most High because it's idol worship. You got all these religions worshiping a white Jesus, when if you read the scriptures in context, God was not a man. That's in the Torah, and even Christ himself said that worshiping him is in vain. Because man always want to worship some type of idol, whether it's an image of the Buddha or golden calf, or we want to worship ourselves. Vanity. You see all these women on here on social media, they're just so in love with themselves. There's nothing wrong with taking a picture. But damn, like when you're just so high regard of yourself, that's vanity. It's a sin, man. You can see it, the spirit. Let me see. Through scorn of his law and forsook his ways. Okay? A lot of these churches, they don't take the ways of the Most High. They just say the Old Testament is done with. You know what I'm saying? There's a new covenant, and you can do whatever you want to do. You know, if you want to sleep with another man, you can sleep with another man. If you want to marry another woman, you can marry another woman, okay? But in the Levitical laws, you know, there's 613 laws. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 3 equals 10, compounded into the 10 commandments, okay? So, you know, man shall not lay with mankind. That doesn't equal life, you know? So, I mean, it is what it is. It's facts. Okay, 57. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous. Haven't they trodden down so-called blacks here in America and around the world as well through colonization? It's just, you know, the governs, the powers that be, okay? And said in their heart that there is no God. Well, don't a lot of atheists talk about there's no God? They try to explain everything through science, but even though science explains that there was a higher being, a creator. I mean, we didn't form out of no damn monkeys. You know, the Darwin theory is flawed. There's no facts. There's no proof to it. Okay. Yea, and that knowing that they must die. Okay. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that man should come to naught. All right. But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them. See, the Most High made man. He made all of us, okay? But there is a division. We are all not the same. And the Eurocentrics and their scholars and their theorists, they say we're all the same. But the putting the picture on the wall, and their actions speak louder than words. And we're not the same. And it's all this doctrine and this liberalism and all this other stuff that we've learned in their institutions that say that we're all the same. We're all humans. You know, love one another. I mean, we're some loving people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, with the barbecues or just in general. My mom and dad never taught us to hate in our home. You know what I'm saying? So that fabric's not in our DNA. But when we see someone like us that shot and killed, you know, Rodney King, Emmett Till, I forgot that man in Jasper, Texas, drug him with a chain, and they over there trying to get this man off. I mean, like, why do you take someone to court when they already telling you that they killed this man, you know, and they're gonna say it's not a race, what's it called, a hate crime or race crime, whatever you want to call it, because they set up the system. And a lot of their injustice and a lot of their evil deeds, you know, they're being exposed right now. You know, and a lot of these people are evil, man. Straight up. You know, just straight up evil. Okay. Let's see. I'll read it again. But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. Okay. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. Okay. These things, get a little clearer. There we go. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Then answered I and said, Behold, O Elohim, how hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times? But at what time thou hast not showed me? Chapter 9. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes,
which just can't seem to catch a break. Now to the ongoing crisis in Puerto Rico, which just can't seem to catch a break. The island was still recovering from Hurricane Maria, then facing a barrage of earthquakes Then the pandemic hit. Now they have a water shortage to deal with. We talked with people on the island who increasingly feel their government has abandoned them. For Zori Mendez, this scene is becoming all too familiar. Earthquakes and aftershocks over and over again.
In 24 hours, there were 25 tremors.
Mendez is just one of thousands of people displaced due to more than 9,000 earthquakes that have hit Puerto Rico in the last 6 months.
And uproars of the people in the world.
New York across the country to Los Angeles, most of them peaceful. And then that headline that broke overnight, that in Louisville, 2 officers had been shot. Tonight, a suspect now in custody. Authorities will not say if that suspect was a protester. And in Seattle tonight, a police officer is under investigation for taking his bicycle right over the head of a protester. Across the country, thousands gathering in the streets, still asking for justice for Taylor. Her mother tweeting, "The system failed Breonna." And tonight, Taylor's family now demanding the grand jury transcripts be released. And what the governor is now saying. ABC's Alex Perez from Louisville, again tonight.
Tonight, Louisville and cities across the country bracing for more unrest after the grand jury's decision to not charge any of the officers involved in Breonna Taylor's shooting with her death. One officer was charged with 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment for shooting into a neighboring apartment, putting tenants at risk. Protesters outraged. What about Breonna Taylor's safety? Taylor's family lawyer today demanding the release of the grand jury transcript.
They want to know what evidence did Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron present to that grand jury? Did he present any evidence on behalf of Breonna Taylor?
Now, what are we seeing in today's world right now? In every single country, there is an uproar in the people because of the corrupted government, the Gentile nations, okay? Especially over here under the banner of Black Lives Matter, because we know we're not black people. We are actually people of color, and we have tribes, and we have ethnic, and we have different nationalities. Black is just a color. But under that banner, we're all grouped in that ID, okay? But you've seen all these uproars and earthquakes everywhere. It flooded in China, okay? It flooded in Saudi Arabia. The locusts. I mean, even the water's turning into blood. I mean, they're not going to show this on mainstream media-ish, you know what I'm saying? But if you look around on the internet and do some diligent research, research everything, you'll see the stuff. And it's happening, This ain't no joke. Okay? 4. Then shall thou will understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and the end, and the end is manifested. So spirits. So you think all this stuff is just happening by consequence, or it's just happening by chance? No, all this is being manifested. The Spirit, the Most High, is here. Okay, it's setting the stage. Like the world is a stage. Everyone has to play their part. So you see all these people doing these things. They are playing their part. They are fulfilling destiny. Okay? 6. Even so the times also the highest have planned beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works. So it's not just by faith. Oh, I believe in white Jesus. No, it's your works and it's your faith. Okay? It's in the Torah. Christ even taught, the Torah. Okay, obey the commandments. Obey the Most High. The Most High is a jealous God. There's no other beside him. So I'm sorry. Sorry, white Jesus. You got to go because you didn't exist. Okay? Let's see. 8. Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my hand and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's why Christ said, or HaMashiach said, salvation is of the Jews, not the Jews in the land right now, because they don't fulfill prophecy. Those are the Jews of Revelations 3 and 9 and Revelations 2 and 9. Those are not the biblical people. Those are converts. Those are the Jews that control the banks, the money, the entertainment. Those are the synagogues of Satan. Okay? Those are not the Jews of the Most High, the God of Israel. Even though they claim to be, they are not. Okay? Then shall they be in pitful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Whoso receives all these benefits and say that they know God, and it's all these religious systems, man. There's no Baptist, there's no Jehovah Witness, there's no Evangelicus, whatever that word is. None of that stuff is in the book. These are religions set up by man, traditions of man. Okay? None of it is in the book. They made religions to deceive people and to make money, monetary gain. It's about control. Okay? Let me see. 11. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. So right now we have a chance to repent. They have all this information. The books are open, like in Daniel. So now we know who we are as a people. We have a chance to repent. It's one day at a time. We can get it right. We can fast. We can follow the dietary laws. But most people don't want to do that. They just want to live their lives, do whatever they want to do. Think Jesus died on the cross for their sins. The book is not talking about the world. It's talking about a group of people. They made one group of people's culture, heritage, or religion, and confused the people of the book and made them believe they're nothing. Made them believe they're second-class citizens. Made them believe they're not nothing. Made them believe they're shit. But yeah, these people's actions show that a lot of them, they're heathens. They're the heathens of the book. They're the ones that are killing us and children and abortion and all. They set all that up. We Negroes didn't do that. They set all that stuff up. Then they want to talk about equality. And they want to put it on these NBA players. And they want to put it on these shirts and market it. I'm sorry. You got two horns on the same devil. Democrat or Demorat and Republican. Hellion Galactic, whatever you want to call it. They're not going to do shit for so-called black people. They can't even give the reparations for so-called black people. They want to set all these programs up, but guess what? They won't let blacks have their own infrastructure because they know that once blacks come together and create their own economic, monetary system, these people are not going to have nothing. Think about it. Look at the NBA. Look at the NFL. Blacks are in the servitude role of entertainment. They don't own anything. We don't own anything. We don't own no banks. We don't have no money notes. We got to pay property taxes. And a lot of Negroes are already here in the Americas. Okay? And in this colonization, they came over here, swept and killed these people and said, hey, you got to pay a property tax or you got to pay land tax. And yet these people set it up where they can get tax breaks and they can get all this certain stuff, based on what they look like, based on, their skin tone, color codes.
Explosive new report about the president's taxes. The Times is reporting that President Trump paid just $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017. The report also says that of the 18 years the paper examined, the president paid no federal income tax in 11 of them. The Times also reports the president faces personal debts totaling $421 million, which could come due while he's in office if elected to a second term. 33 U.S. states are reporting an increase in COVID-19 cases as we near 1 million COVID-related deaths worldwide. In Florida, where cases are flat, the state lifted restrictions, meaning bars, restaurants, and all other businesses are now allowed to operate at 100% capacity. On GMA this morning, Dr. Fauci called the rollback very concerning.
Okay. Let me see where I leave off at. 12. The same must know it after death by pain. Okay. And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished. So I'm not curious because I'm seeing it already, man. I'm seeing it. Like the spirit is like it's showing, man. Like that lady that was calling that black family niggers. Shit, she got hit by a damn fire truck. Am I sad that she got hit by a fire truck? No. Some people will call that karma. I call it judgment. Okay? Judgment. Go over there hating on somebody just the way they look or their skin tone. Okay? It's stupid. It's asinine. And when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. See, the world was created for the righteous people, okay? Not all this wickedness and all this stuff there's nothing new under the sun that's been happening in all these old civilizations, okay? Sodom, Gomorrah, Babylon, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greek, Rome, Persia, Assyria, all these cultures, man, even America, it's all the same. People think about homosexuality, bestiality, all that stuff happened in the ancient days. So this is nothing new. Okay, now it's just more prevalent than ever. Let me see. 14. Then answered I and said, I have said before and now do speak, I will speak it also hereafter, that here be many more of them which perish, of them which shall be saved. So you see that? Let me read that again. I have said before and now do speak and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them that perish than of them which shall be saved. So there's no rapture right here. See that? Second Ezra. No rapture. Because most are going to perish. So what is that series called Left Behind? You want to be left behind. You don't want to perish because you're not going to be floating up into heaven with no white Jesus. Okay? That don't exist. Okay? Like as a wave is greater than a drop. And he answered, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work as the husbandman is himself. So is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world, and now I was prepared. And now when I was prepared, the world which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in it now that live, no man speak against me. Okay. Let's see. So I considered the world, and behold, adjusted. Behold, there was peril because of devices that were come. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. So all these devices that the Gentiles have made, destroying this world right now as we speak. All this 5G technology, all this pollution, birds are falling, dying out, fish, The animals are attacking these so-called people. Nature is out of whack. Let's see. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of the great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Nevertheless, if thou wilt cease yet 7 days more, but thou shalt not fast in them, but go into the field of flowers, where the house is built, and eat only the flowers of the field. Taste no flesh, drink no wine, but eat flowers only, and pray to the highest continually. Then I will come and talk with thee. Okay? I'll read that 30. And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Israel, mark my words, thou seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. Our temple. This is our book. It teaches us how to live, because the way of the Gentiles in this society is, they don't teach you how to live. It teaches you how to corrupt yourself, and the wages of sin are death. I mean, it's so evident, man. So evident. So evident. Let's see. But I'll leave it at that. Peace and shalom.